Hey everyone, I'm here, also known as 8vinyllow, bringing all of you another video. Today's video is going to be my June 2023 vinyl haul video. I picked up a handful of records in the month of June, so I do want to showcase them and share those with you. I also have a little bit of a birthday VCLT vinyl haul. So I wanted to take time on here and also share some of the records that some of my friends very kindly and generously gifted me for my birthday. So that's kind of the game plan for this video. We got a good, nice stack of records here to showcase and show off and get into that. Real quickly, I do want to plug this on here. I know that I have alluded to this a few times on this channel. If you follow me on Instagram, you're probably up to date on everything that's going on. But the youngest members of the VC, we just got done a couple of weeks ago with our annual trip, and just like the last couple of years, we created a documentary. So on this Friday, August 4th, our youngest members of the VC documentary for this year is premiering at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over at Dylan's channel at the Record Spinner. So I'm going to link that down below. If you've enjoyed our documentaries from the last couple of years, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, highly recommend checking it out. It's going to premiere, like I said, this Friday. We're going to have a live chat going on if you have any questions or anybody or anything for any of us. But I'm so excited for this documentary. Nashville was a blast for year one. Year two was St. Louis and River Bend. That was obviously a great time. But this year, I think, was definitely something special. And Dylan is the editing wizard of all of that. And all I'm going to say is you guys are in for a treat this year. So this Friday, August 4th, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over at the Record Spinners channel. Check it out. The youngest members of the VC take on the Big Easy. We went to New Orleans and a couple other fun places. I think you guys will get a kick out of that. Okay, let's jump right into my June vinyl haul. The first record that I picked up is the Foo Fighters' newest album. This came out on June 2nd. It's called But Here We Are. This is the first album post the death of Taylor Hawkins. Not only Taylor, but also the loss of Dave's mom. So obviously this album is very emotional, very raw, touches on grief, touches on loss, but also touches on purpose, right? And touches on the healing power of music. So when this first came out, I couldn't stop listening to it, especially when some of the singles dropped earlier, pre this album coming out. I mean, Rescued is great. Under You, I'm obsessed with. That is my favorite song on this album. It's very simple, but it's classic Foo Fighters, and it's just so good. This next album was a gift, VCLT, from Marican. She just kind of randomly sent this to me. She was thinking about me and wanted to add this into my collection. She said that this was her favorite Foo Fighters release, and I'm gonna also talk about a connection on here, and you guys are probably gonna wonder why I didn't already have this because of that connection. But real quickly, Sonic Highways by the Foo Fighters. They released a documentary that went with this. I saw that years ago when it came out, 2014. Amazing record. Like I said, Marican said that this was her favorite. This is definitely a great album overall. Touches on different cities around the US and the impact of music and all those fun things. Like I said, watch the documentary if you haven't seen it. If you're a music fan, that documentary is a must. But there is a song on here, so they do hit Chicago, and obviously, right, the Chicago girl and Illinois music girl loves that. There's a song on here, the first song, called Something from Nothing, and Rick Nielsen, Cheap Trick, is featured on that. He plays guitar on there. So didn't have it in my collection. I already knew about that connection, but I just never picked this up. So very cool of Marican to send this to me. I also ended up picking up Play, Dave Grohl's kind of solo instrumental piece that came out a handful of years ago. Never picked it up, and then I saw it on Amazon on sale for like $14.99, and I pulled the trigger. I think it's like a 23-minute composition, solo Dave Grohl going at it in a recording studio, boom, bam, bam. It's great. What a talented musician. But what's really cool about this particular record, and I don't know I don't, at least, you know, the album cover, I don't know if this is what all of them are or if this is like a special one. I have no idea. Like I said, this was on sale and I wanted to grab it. But it has this like die cut cover, which I just thought was so cool. And like I said, I'm late to the game on this. This came out in 2018, so you've probably seen this, but this was a first for me. So I just thought it was the coolest thing. And for $15, you can't beat it. It also came with a little insert inside that I thought was really neat as well. So I love like packaging like this. I'm sure all of us that collect vinyl appreciate when packaging is done right and when you truly get a bang for your buck and not just a crappy paper sleeve inside a crappy cover. So it's nice to have that. I was messing around on my Instagram and I noticed that my buddy Ed posted a picture of this new reissue, mono reissue, and I jumped on it right away. I didn't even know that this was getting reissued. And that is John Lee Hooker and Seven Nights, the original 1964 recordings reissued on 180 gram vinyl for the very first time. Love John Lee Hooker, love the blues, but this was a no-brainer for me. I literally, when I saw him post that, I immediately purchased this and got that ordered because it was recorded in London with the British band, the Groundhogs. You guys know how much I love the Groundhogs. Love them, love them, love them. So very excited to add this into the collection. Surprisingly, you know what, maybe like I heard, maybe I've come across this in passing and I never really thought anything of it. But it's really cool to see this new 180 gram reissue. So if you are in the market for this album, pick it up. My last solo pickup is of an album that actually was released back in April, but you can only stream it. Finally, it has come out on physical CD and vinyl, limited edition vinyl, and I'm so excited about this one. Cheap Trick fans, I hope you are listening. This is Robin Taylor Xander's debut album. Again, came out in April. I wanted to do an album review on this. I probably still will, now that I have a physical copy to kind of showcase and talk about on here. But you guys, Confidential Records, Jack Douglas, if you know producer Jack Douglas, he produced my favorite Cheap Trick album, Cheap Trick 77, and a bunch of other just very notable albums as well. I'm a huge Jack Douglas fan, but he has his own record company now called Confidential Records. I'll probably talk more about it in a future video, but Robin Taylor Xander, the son, of course, of Robin Xander of Cheap Trick, and also a current touring member and recording member of Cheap Trick. He's been with them now for years. This is a debut album, so how cool is that? I mean, come on. Let me just kind of showcase this album to you. It is called The Distance. Really phenomenal album, you guys. Like I said, I don't want to talk too much because I'm going to do a review on this. It comes with a insert here, lyric sheet. So I'll talk more about this in a future video, but you Cheap Trick fans out there, if you did not know, and if you collect vinyl, if you did not know, one, that this album was coming out, or two, that it officially got an official physical release, you can get CD or vinyl, it's out now. So I'm gonna post a link down below where I picked this up if you are interested. Okay, now let's get into the birthday VCLT. The first thing that I wanna showcase, this was a gift from Jenna over at Spins and Needles. And I'm very excited about this because it's not a record, but it's something that I've wanted for a very, very long time, and I just haven't picked it up yet. So this was the coolest thing when I opened it. This is your official old school Rolling Stone magazine with, of course, Cheap Trick on the cover. This is from 1979. June 14th, 1979. This is so cool. So I'm gonna get this framed and hung up here in the music room, but I just thought this was the coolest thing when I opened it up. So thank you very much, Jenna. Next stack is from Dylan over at the Record Spinner. The first thing that I wanna share is he got me a sealed cassette Cheap Trick Lap of Luxury. I don't really collect cassettes. I tried for a little bit, but I don't really do that anymore. But of course I collect Cheap Tricks. So this one's sealed. I already had Lap of Luxury on cassette, but I didn't have one sealed. So this is just a really cool one to add to the collection. He also got me Rush Hemispheres. This is the reissue. Now, if this isn't your favorite Rush release, I'm sure this is probably in your top 3. Just an absolutely incredible album from this band. This has a really funny backstory. So real quickly, long story short, Dylan and I were in Chicago. We were record digging and we were at Reckless Records. I can't remember which one. There's like 3 in Chicago. And I was kind of digging through, and out of all the records, tens of thousands of records in Reckless Records, I'm over in the R's and I see this reissue, and I don't know if they just like repressed it and reissued. I have not seen a reissue of Hemispheres in the wild for like the longest time, and it's still one that I needed in my Rush collection. So I picked it out, and like as a joke, right, because Dylan loves Rush, as a joke I hold it up to him and I'm like, I should get this, right? And he just like gives me like a blank stare, which I was like, that is really weird. And I was like, no, yes, no, yes. Long story short, he goes, like, I can't remember what he said, but I ruined the surprise because at home, he had some records wrapped for me for my birthday, and this was one of them. So I just thought that was hilarious. We've had some weird occurrences with me being able to guess what he got me, and it's like the most random albums, like nothing that we've ever like talked about or anything like that. It's just a weird like psychic, I don't know, just weird. So Rush Hemispheres, sorry for spoiling the surprise, Dylan, but thank you for getting this for me. He also got me a Rhino reissue, 180 gram of a must-have. This is the Doors Morrison Hotel. I am so behind on my Doors collection, it's not even funny. I have this and I have their debut, and that's it. So I know that I'm slacking, but I'm going to fix that over the next few months, hopefully. So thank you, Dylan. We will fight until the end of time over the best live album of all time. Of course, I'm gonna say Cheap Trick, Budokan, best album, live album of all time. And if you guys know Dylan, I'm sure you can already guess what he would argue and what he got me. Kiss Alive. So all I'm gonna say about this one to Dylan is, please don't kiss. The last record that I'm going to showcase is a gift from John over at the Digital Gramophone. I have recently been getting really into this band. I got the debut album from this band from Legendary Jim in a VCLT package like a year or so ago. Really loved it. And then in the most recent VCLT video, if you had a chance to watch that, I got their newest release, so I'm kind of bookends right here. So he ended up fixing that, John did, and gifting me definitely a killer album. I just listened to this the other day and I loved it. The new Pornographers, this is Twin Cinema, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that this is their 3rd studio release. So I had Mass Romantic, I had, which is their debut, I had their newest release, which off the top of my head I can't think of the name, but now I have Twin Cinema, and I'm just probably going to keep building from here. I really am digging this band right now. Just great stuff overall. So thank you, John. So that is it for my June 2023/birthday VCLT vinyl haul video. Again, please tune in this Friday, August 4th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over at the Record Spinners channel, Dylan at the Record Spinner. I'm going to link it down below. Tune into that for the youngest members of the VC Take on New Orleans documentary. I'm telling you guys, you are in for a treat. I cannot wait to see the finished product myself and to see everybody's reaction to that. So definitely check that out. And that's it for this video. I hope that all of you are doing well, and I will see you guys for my next video. Bye, guys.